just be sitting at home and just maybe watch TV or something. But no, I appreciate you guys breaking loose and coming out and doing it, because 1 minute interaction into someone's door delivering a meal makes a whole difference for them all day, because you are probably the only one that they actually see that day, maybe even interact that day. So I really appreciate you that you come out and do all the volunteer, like whether it's delivery or here, and you guys are so dedicated. It's snow, rain, whatever it is, shine. You guys are here, and I really, really appreciate it. We would never be able to do it without, and especially the two ladies that are here, always keeping the office down, taking phone calls, Jan over there and Nancy over here, and they're all plating everything up and making sure everybody gets, or if I am short sometimes, then they will call me, and I know that phone call doesn't have, it just either I miscounted or something like that, but they're the ones that are in charge to make sure everything runs smoothly and that everybody gets their meal that is signed up, and making sure that y'all get to deliver and not have to take much time out of your day. But I want y'all to know it is so appreciated, because if we didn't have you, this program would not be possible. And not only that, is, I mean, just look around. I mean, I know you aren't always in a room all at the same time like you are today, but just look around. All of you matter so much. Give yourself a hand, please. I kind of forgot the number, but Jan, do you want to stand up and question you a little bit? Jan? Yeah. Let's put a spotlight on you. So Jan here told me the other day that she's pretty much been here from the beginning. When did you start this program?
Oh, I started here 13 years ago. When we started, my husband and I delivered the first home delivered. And that was because as long as they had Meals on Wheels, we couldn't have this. But they left, and so we started a program. It's actually called Home Delivered Meals. Okay. And then when some of the people here quit, I was offered the job and took it gladly, because I thought it'd be a wonderful part-time job. And I've been here, I think, 12 years maybe.
That's a long time. That's a dedication. So.
And I love it.
Nancy and Jan take turns. Nancy is the one that you came on board here a year ago. Well, you were here, but I mean, like that you took on the charge to step in when she's not around.
Yeah, I don't know how many years it's been.
But anyway, Nancy here is also holding a big weight because of making sure when Jan has a day off, and she takes responsibility, making sure all that happens. So, and so I'm always very happy when I drive up. I right away have like about a half a dozen men come out and unload my car, and I just kind of feel good, right? So yesterday, my husband, I never told Jake that. I mean, my husband's Jake, and so he's like, he just happened to come to the bakery when I just loaded up, and he's like, "You want me to tag along?" And I said, "Yeah." And then I come, and there's 5 men standing outside. So is this how you always get greeted? I'm like, "Yeah." So they need the guys that always help me unload the car. I will go ahead and send over to our mayor, Mike Porsch, here for a bit. We were supposed to have visitors from the Elder Bridge. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Elder Bridge organization. They are the ones that actually supported financially and all that, and they do so much for our community. Over to our mayor.
I guess first off, I think we need to thank Lisa.
Yeah, we do.
What she has done with this program to bring it up to where, with the quality of food that she prepares, to bring it up to where it is now, it's amazing. My mom used to be, at one time, was receiving meals, and the food is fantastic. I mean, it was covered 2 meals. I mean, it was her lunch meal and her supper meal, and they were all. And she just raved about how good the food was. So And if you talk about volunteers in the community, Lisa's right at the forefront with everything she does for our community. I mean, she's a role model, so we appreciate, as a city, we appreciate everything she does for our community. There's a quote, I think it was Winston Churchill, that said that what you get, a living is what you get, a life is what you give. And I think she exemplifies that, and I think everybody here exemplifies that also with everything you give to not only Eldridge and this project that we have in our community. What you do for a project like this or a program like this, you do for the community as a whole. I mean, I appreciate what you do because you have so many things going on in your community that everything seems like it's separate, but it all brings together. Just this little, you might think this is a little thing, but it is part of what makes the quality of life in Storm Lake as great as it is. It's just the little things like we can work in the city cleaning up parks, and you can get volunteers to help paint benches, and the school district needs volunteers to do everything that they do. Upper Des Moines is always in need of volunteers for what they do in the community. All of those things make the quality of life that we have in Storm Lake the thing that we enjoy the most. Volunteerism and everything that these people do for us is the lifeblood of a community. We cannot get things done without volunteers like yourselves. City, I mean, you have your city staff, schools have their staff, and all the organizations have their own staff that get paid, but they cannot do nearly enough for the community. It takes the volunteers that we have in the community to do that for us. And when you volunteer, you can bring, you have skills, you can bring innovation, you can bring interest, you can bring hard work. You can bring all those too, but what you actually give is your time. And the time is the most valuable thing that we all have. I mean, you can give to an organization, you give $100 or whatever, and then you can go make $100 or whatever to make up for that. But once you give an hour of your time, you're never getting that back. I mean, that's gone. And it's appreciated, the amount of time that you give to the different organizations, because you never get anything back. That is true giving and true volunteerism when you give that time to the organizations and the groups that you work for. So as a city, on behalf of the city and on behalf of this program, I appreciate everything you guys do for this program and for our community. We have, when I first came in, we started to quote the Storm Lake Proud. We do everything under the mantra of Storm Lake Proud. It's cleanup days and a lot of different things. And it states that Storm Lake Proud isn't a day, it isn't a week, it isn't a month, it isn't an event, but it's a lifestyle. And this is part of that lifestyle, the volunteerism that we have in our community. It's amazing. If you have a project, we may not have a bunch of people just all of a sudden jump up to do something, but they will if you ask. I have just an example when we had Reg Ride. God only knows we needed volunteers for Reg Ride last year, but we had the big tents that were sitting out here, and we needed somebody to take them down. They were from Sioux Rapids, the fire department up in Sioux Rapids. We rented them from them, and we need somebody to take them down. And it was on a Monday evening, and we were having trouble finding anybody. So I called somebody from a Burmese community who I knew, and said, "Do you have?" Tyson didn't work that day, so they had people off. I said, "Do you have anybody that can come down and help us?" And they said, "Sure." So I'm worried that nobody's going to show up. That we're going to have all these tents, and we're just going to have about 6 of us try and take all these tents down. But no, they showed up. There's about a dozen guys showed up. They not only showed up, but they brought coolers worth of food and pops and water for everybody. And those tents were taken down in less than a half an hour. And the guys from Sioux Rapids were just amazed that that could happen so quickly. But that's just what we have as a community. If we need something in the community, we can make a few phone calls and we have the people show up to do the things that we need them to do. So, and you're part of that. And I see a lot of faces. This is not the only place that you guys are involved in as far as volunteerism goes. So I appreciate what you do not only for this organization, but what you do for our community. So thank you very much.
I get a lot of credit, and I just want you guys to know that there is many families that are appreciating your help and your dedications to deliver meals to their loved ones at home. Because how many of you have anywhere between 40 to 50, Jan? Home deliveries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no problem.
Kind of goes up and down. We also, what we do is, sometimes there's even some that just do temporary, like for example, if they had surgery or any kind of health issues and they go home from the hospital, and sometimes they just need like a week or two where they need meal service until they are back on their feet. And we do that a lot too. That's why our numbers kind of changed quite a bit. But it's nice to know, and I'm so glad also the hospital, they're aware of this program, so they will encourage people saying, hey, if you're going home and you don't have someone there to cook for you, call us or call Jan, and then we make sure that they get meals delivered. So there's a lot of them that do have just like a temporary, it's not always forever, and then there's quite a few that get, are like a permanent setup, get meals every day. So it's not like just you sign up and you sign off and you're good to go. It's custom, you know, however you need. Call me if you can't get a hold of Jan or Nancy. I will make sure I pass on the message to her, and they can help you fill out paperwork, whatever needs to happen. Or if you know anyone that you like, and this is also one thing is I know some people they could use this, but they have just a bit pride. Like they don't think they're in that. They need to, but I say come out and just socialize, or just get the day or two, whatever a week that you want. You don't have to cook, and you get to interact with other people. So if you know anyone that maybe needs just a little bit of encouragement, or the reason why we call this also a dinner date is pick someone up if you know that is not brave enough to come on their own. Pick them up. This is a dinner date. Bring them along, and maybe once they try. I know there's some people that once they tried it, they were hooked, and maybe that's what you guys could do if you know anyone that could need a little or encouragement or a little push or maybe a pickup.